certainly if the immediate response to today's video is anything to go by, there's a lot of people who are feeling okay with hopping into World of Warcraft. Actually, I'll check the stats now, because tell you what, that this reminds me of something that happened before WoW's very successful Legion expansion. So before Legion, right, you had the Legion pre-patch event, it was so much more crazy for leveling than this one, in fairness. But I remember as people kind of like found out how progressively insanely fast it was for leveling, I think everyone doing WoW videos probably had like 5 leveling guides out in the span of 2 weeks. It was a mad time. I mean, one invasion could get you from like level 1 to 20 or 30 or something. It was madness. So this one's not as powerful, but it is still pretty good for leveling. You can get all that event currency, get the really nice transmog, and if I take a look at the views graph over here, you, everybody, can see, we're peaking at like, basically, there's the graph. Okay, it does look like it's going down. That's just what naturally happens, after a video comes out. But the overall thing I would say with this is, yes, this is the graph. So you can see a sort of gray area there. The gray area is like the channel average, and the blue line is where that video is.
Yeah, and that is directly because of how obviously the video is marketed and what it's about. That is clearly directly indicative of how many people are interested in actually playing the video game. Which is quite a few.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Rory really captured, like, there's the thumbnail, right? This absolute, I know you guys probably can't see it too clearly, but you can see it in the channel. Absolute Deus Vult to fuck on this Crusader-looking dude with the big sword. But hey, is that thumbnail not the feeling that Blizzard would want to capture with the new event? So I think, like, that's a video that happened to do well because it aligned with something, but also it's only possible for that video to do that well if the prospect of, this sort of thing is interesting to somebody, and that's only going to be interesting if they are open to playing World of Warcraft. Yeah. And I suppose even subjectively, like, or anecdotally even, kind of looking at our guild Discord over the last while, amongst the usual complete madness of that place, there does seem to be more people opening up to the game.
Yeah, it's like the people who got burnt out by Shadowlands very quickly because of what it was are very much going, I see you people are having fun playing the game, World of Warcraft content creators. We're not super sold just yet. We'll maybe wait a month into Dragonflight and see what you guys report back. But everything we're seeing does look interesting. It does look positive.
Yeah.
And is it enough to warrant, pre-order hype now, must buy? No, but it's enough to go, We like having fun with you guys in that video game. Obviously in other video games as well, but in that video game. And that seems like a possibility now where we won't be feeling like we're scraping our face on a bed of nails just to try to play with you guys. Now it feels like we can kind of actually just play the game, and all the new stuff looks pretty cool. We'll give it a try.
Yeah, and then I get to that trailer, and we'll talk a bit about it more. I think for some existing WoW players, it was a bit of an odd trailer that they put out because it was basically just vibes. But now that I've said, like, I actually do like it. I actually do like it, and I do feel that the job of that trailer, and this is kind of what made me understand the trailer, the job of that trailer is to say, this is not Shadowlands. Because the Shadowlands stuff was... I mean, you know that bit when Sylvanas pulls the mask off, looks at the camera and says, we live in a society?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of the Shadowlands CG. But, like, that was getting a little bit edgy, right? I think we can all admit that. And hey, sometimes edgy stuff is fun. Don't worry, we probably listened to similar bands when we were teenagers. I get it. Edgy stuff, it's totally... There's a place for that where it's fun.
I literally ended last week's stream by talking about how much I love the Sonic Frontiers OST, so...
There we go. But I think undoubtedly it wasn't core Warcraft. Like, core Warcraft is like Frank Frazetta paintings and metal albums and stuff. It's funny with the Frank Frazetta paintings, because obviously they do get criticism for there being a large amounts of skin, but then you look into the background of that, and it was mostly just him basically drawing his wife. That's why all of his women look the same.
Yeah. Hell
So
yeah.
it turns out there's actually a very wholesome core to the whole Frag Frazetta thing. But then Shadowlands just was like, no, we are deviating from this.
Yeah.
We're going to have big lofty ideas and we're going to kill the past, right? All that shit. Which, hey, can actually work really well in some instances. I think not this instance. But that trailer is just saying, hey, this game feels different. This feels like an adventure, not like Sylvanas pulling the society mask off. Yeah. And I think you combine all these things together, and that's the opening. They've got their opening.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see how the expansion's actually received, of course.
Yeah. What do you do in this game? You fly a dragon and have some fun. That's what they want to say, I think. And it's what they are largely saying. It's the kind of thing where it's maybe it's a little bit risky from the sense of, is it traditionally super strong marketing to do that as opposed to, but then you look and say, well, Shadowlands was likely them doing what was traditionally considered to be strong of, hey, have a big ominous villain, have your character do a thing that's kind of big and grand and invites an opening to a new world, etc., etc. And then everyone went, I don't like that. Click the down thumb. Goodbye.
Yes.
So it's at least they're trying something new. And I think, as much as there's criticisms of it being, is that half shot for shot How to Train Your Dragon? Interesting. Not literally, but I've seen people say that, which is, the narrative always wins. But if they're trying something and it's yep, if people actually enjoy the vibes, then it's probably a good shout not to focus too hard on plot elements or story elements, which is where fundamentally I think every time they've tried to do that, it's kind of been shot down in some degree, especially when it's hey, do you want to set yourself up in a way that PC Gamer can make an article saying this story's garbage and doesn't make any sense, or do you want to have a trailer that people go, I can't wait to fly a dragon? That's what they did.
Yeah, and think about Mists of Pandaria, because really the lesson here is that every good World of Warcraft expansion is derivative of a DreamWorks property, be it Kung Fu Panda or, of course, How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Which does mean I don't know what the next WoW expansion will be good after this. I suppose we'll have to find the DreamWorks property that we like.